The Matilar Sarkar.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, first of all, I rise to support the important piece of legislation, commendable legislation. Sir, first of all, I like to register the heroic performances of the force of this force, Assam Rifles, in the past and in the recent past and for this current period. We have heard that this regiment took important role during the World War II. This we have heard, and what we have seen in the recent past. They are taking heroic role in containing terrorism, in counter-insurgency activities, in maintaining law and order. Sir, initially the force was raised in the year 1835, as it is pointed out by the Honorable Minister. They were engaged in watch and ward duties in Kachar Valley to maintain law and order in the hilly tribal areas, to maintain peace and harmony in the simple life of the tribal people in the old hilly areas of the Assam province. Sir, first of all, the old Assam province, which involved Nagaland, Mizoram and all these were included in the Assam province. Sir, first of all, they were under the control of the External Affairs Ministry, and they were brought under the Home Affairs Ministry in the year 1965. Sir, while performing duties over these long years, now we see that the Assam Rifles Act 1941 is not operating in the true sense it would do in the present day. That is why the question of the new bill has come. The changes have occurred during these years. Changes in the size of the battalions. There were only 5 battalions when it started. Now Assam Rifles have got 46 battalions. So their size has grown. Their responsibilities have been multiplied. So, in order to meet the requirements adequately in the present day, this very old Act which was adopted in 1941 does not hold good. Sir, I like to point out some of the lacuna which prevailed in the old bill, that is in the existing bill. The administrative control was under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the operational control in the hand of the army. So there is the contradiction. Administrative control in the hands of the Home Ministry, whereas the operational control is vested in the army. So we see the dual nature engraved in the bill. So this cannot function well. with this dual nature of rule, this regiment cannot function well. Sir, there is another lacuna. It is that up to the rank of the Subedar Major, the Act is applicable, the Act of 1941. But in case of the officers above the Subedar rank, the central service rule will be applicable. So in the same regiment, for the lower officers and staff, there is one rule, one controlling rule, and for above the Subedar Major ranking officers, we are to take care of the central civil rules. So there is the inner contradiction in the regiment itself. So all those lacuna have to be done away with, and this has been done in this new bill. Sir, what has been said in the objectives, the Assam Rifles Bill 2006 is being introduced with a view to consolidate and amend the law relating to the governments of the Assam Rifles and armed force of the Union for ensuring the security of the borders of India, to carry out counter-insurgency operations in the specified areas, to act in aid of civil authorities for the maintenance of law and order and for matters connected herewith. Sir, I like to have some clarifications while mentioning these objectives. So far as the counter-insurgency and maintenance of law and order is concerned, these forces has to work in some areas of the country, particularly within the control of the state government. But nowhere I find in these provisions what will be their relation with the state government. The forces will be under the control of the Home Ministry, and they will operate in the states, in the tribal areas or the plain areas, or whatever it may be. And what will be their relation with the state government? That I think that is the scope of disputes and contradiction with the state government. So what I suggest, sir, there should have been a specific provision when they are working in a state, how coordination will be maintained with the state government. How far the state government will be able to control them, to guide them, and to use the utility of this force. So there is a shortcoming in this bill also. So while framing rules, I will invite the attention of the Honorable Home Minister. While framing the rules, this should be taken care of, so that this force, while in different states, they are not in a difficulty to work, and at the same time, the state government also does not find any difficulties in controlling them and in having works from them. Sir, I like to invite the attention of the Honorable Minister in the clause to the clause number 15. There, the provision has been given for redressal of the grievances. But my question is that if any officer of the Assam Rifle poses to take any motivated steps towards any personnel, then the scope of redressal is very limited in this provision. It is suggested that a sort of official body, just like tribunal or any sort of institution should be there, so that they can hear the grievances of these my personnel who find themselves to be victim. Sir, I like to invite the attention of the Honorable Minister to the clause number 55 and 56, where the question of civil offence has been mentioned. Sir, while a member of the force is found to commit civil offence, maybe on duty or may not be on duty, while they are committing civil offence, how their offence will be contained. Here, it is a very important provision that the Assam Rifles is having courts of three types, including one that is Thamari Assam Rifles courts also is there. There are three types of courts, and I think for the civil offence, that courts also will take care of the civil offences. But my question is, if the offence is done on the common people, those who do not belong to the force, common people, that may be breaking into houses of the and that may be rapes or like this. The common people has no easy approach to the Assam Rifles courts. So it will be difficult for them to have the proper justice from the Assam Rifle courts. So I think, sir, there should be some provision in the bill itself, so that the people who are not within the purview of this force, who are the common people, so that they can have the opportunity to have justice in case of such occurrences. And I think in that case, this besides these courts, the three types of courts, there should be some other mechanism so that the ordinary people can have easy approach to them. Sir, I like to invite the attention of the Honorable Minister to the clause number 92(1), where that summary Assam Rifles Court has given the power. But here it is a one-man court. It is a one-man court, and I think this provision will be utilized in exceptional cases. That I understand, in exceptional cases. Even then, sir, it is a one-man court, and there is every possibility of committing autocracy. There is every chance of autocratic implication. So what I suggest that, sir, in this case, this implication of this clause should be taken care of, so that the one-man bias cannot do injustice to the lower ranking officers and lower electoral staff. Sir, while concluding, sir, I again like to emphasize the glorious role the Assam Rifles is taking. In my state also, Assam Rifle regiments are there, their battalions are there, they are doing work. What we have seen, they are practically, their role is very much appreciable in case of containing terrorism. At the same time, what you see, these Joans, Assam Joans, I have seen in my own eyes. They are collecting the youths. They are giving them some training, some exercises, some parades. They are giving training so that these boys can get the opportunity, or they can be fit. They found fit they can make them fit for joining these paramilitary forces. Such types of training these forces are doing, and the local people are getting encouraged. So this is the social aspect also. A regiment like Assam Rifles, they are doing some this, so they are having some social aspect also in this. So I hope after acceptance of this bill, when this bill will go in practice in our areas, we find that the points I have raised, that is the relation with the state government, and also the control of the army and the control of the home ministry. These are contradictions. Now all these will be taken care of, and this will be done away with, so that the aims and objectives of this bill, the Assam Peace Bill, is achieved in the true sense of the bill. Thank you, sir.